Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. So we are from Group 8 KSP3. So we are here to complete our assignments from Chapter 9 Carbonyl compound. So we have five group members, and the first is Muhammad Adi Akil bin Norman, second Muhammad Aisal Hafif bin Abdul Hadi, and Muhammad Farhan bin Muhammad Sattar. Next, Muhammad Imran bin Suzaimi. And the last from my group member is Muhammad Afiq bin Muhammad Aniza. For this slide, there's a little bit content about our assignment. For the first content is question for task 1, that synthesis and reaction of organic compound. And the second content is answer for task 1, that determine the structure and name the compound, distinguish the compound using a chemical test mechanism of reaction. And the third content is task 2, that integration of Nakli and Akli component assessment. That's one type of plant mentioned in Al-Quran related to the topic. And the last content is reference, that how that source, that how we get from the books, websites, and journal. The first content is question for task 1. So this is question for task 1, and you can read it first before we explain it in the next slide. The content 2 is about how we get answer for task 1 and solve its problem. The first question is to determine compound U, V, W, and S. So the compound U that we get from the question is 3-phenyl 2-butanol, as it gives a positive identification test. So to get the compound V, we just only react the compound U with heated concentrated sulfuric acid, and it produces 2-phenyl 2-butane, which is a compound V. Then to get a compound X and compound V, compound W, we will do ozonolysis of compound V to yield compound X, which is 1-phenyl ethanol, and compound W is ethanol. To make sure that we get the true compound of X, so we're going to make a reduction of compound X, and we get the same result with the question that asked before, which is 1-phenyl ethanol.
Okay, next let's move to the iodoform test and observation. First is compound U, 3-phenyl 2-butanol. So when this compound react in iodoform test, it will produce a byproduct which is CHI3, or the IUPAC name is triiodomethane. So this product will show a yellow precipitate. Okay, next let's move to the compound W, which is ethanol. When this compound react in iodoform test, it will produce a byproduct which is CHI3, or the IUPAC name is triiodomethane. This product show the yellow precipitate. Okay, next let's move to the compound X, which is 1-phenyl ethanol. Okay, when this compound react in iodoform test, it will produce a byproduct which is CHI3, or the IUPAC name is triiodomethane. This product show in yellow precipitate. So for all these three compound, it show that a positive result when the compound react in iodoform test.
Now, to distinguish W and S, we are using Tolan test, which is known as silver mirror test. And in this test, it will give positive result, which is silver mirror form with aliphatic and aromatic aldehyde, and negative result with all ketones except alpha hydroxy ketones. And for the equation, compound W will react with diamino silver ions in basic and heat condition and form carboxylate anion, silver mirror, NH3 and H2O. And for the compound S, it will react with diamino silver ion and no reaction occur. And for observation, compound W, we could observe that silver mirror form and the compound S no silver mirror form, and we can conclude that W is aldehyde group and S is ketones group.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the next slide, I'll be explain on nucleophilic addition mechanism. First step, the cyanide ion will attack carbonyl group from below. It attacks the positive part of the carbonyl group, which is carbon. Then the double bond, it will fuse its electron to oxygen since oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. The reaction is slow, where the cyanide ion will attach to carbon and oxygen will gain negative sign. Second, hydrogen positive will attack the oxygen since oxygen has negative charge. The reaction is fast and it will produce 2-cyano-2-phenylethanol as the final product.
Okay, so this is the question for the task 2, INAP component assessment.
So for the plant, our group choose one plant which is the fig. The scientific name is Ficus carica L that come from functional group carbonic compound. The related Quranic verse from Surah At-Tin verse 1. Auzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Wattini wazzaytun. The meaning is by the fig and the olive. So you can see this the picture of the fig. The component in fig, benzaldehyde. So one of the component in fig is benzaldehyde, C6H5CHO. The benzaldehyde contains a carbonyl functional group. It is the simplest aromatic aldehyde and one of the most industrially used. The structure is shown next. This is the structure of benzaldehyde. The composition of plant. Okay, the figs are rich in carbohydrates that form 53% of their overall mass. Monosaccharide and carbohydrate compounds make up the majority of carbohydrates present along with a small amount of proteins, approximately 3.6%, and small amounts of potassium, 2% of daily value, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, copper, zinc, sulfur, sodium, and chlorine. The figs also contain many vitamins such as vitamin B6 and vitamin K, enzymes, acids, antiseptic agent, high fiber 1 gram, contain 18.5% and high percentage of water. The benefit of the plant. So figs have also proven to be beneficial for breastfeeding mothers in treating hemorrhoids, chronic constipation, gout, chest disease, menstrual disorder, epilepsy, mouth ulcer, gingivitis, tonsillitis, healing injuries, and different kind of ulcer. In addition, Abu Darda narrated that the Messenger of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said, which means, if I would tell you a fruit that has been sent from paradise, it would be the fig. Fruits of paradise are without pits. Eat the fig as it is a cure for hemorrhoids and gout. Now for the last section, which is the references. For the references, We use some references to complete this assignment that came from book, Al-Quran, journal, and the website. Thank you for enjoying our slide presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.